Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, she means always, they mean always, you mean always, an instant classic.
Danny Dog! Hi, JJJ.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
What is going on, good people? And welcome back to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. And this is your host, Juggernaut097, to review Impact Wrestling Rebellion. And this show was last Saturday, which was April 23rd, 2022. And I know this is a late review, but you know, we all have our own issue. You know, we all have things going on. You know, we all have real life going on. You know, real life stuff going on. And, you know, we're always not able to get to these reviews on time. But as Casey would say, nonetheless, we're here to do our review for you guys. Which, you know, we can like, where's Casey? Where's DJ? Where's Adam? Well, they're not able to be here for the show tonight, so it's just me doing the show. Your host, you know, it's just Juggernaut 097 to do the show for you guys. And this is also going to be on the Juggernaut show, on the Juggernaut channel. So if you guys will go over there and check out the Juggernaut channel, go ahead and do that. But before we get started with this review, go follow all the social media platforms. Go follow, you know, the Twitter at ICW_podcast. Go follow the Instagram at the same thing. Go follow the TikTok. And also go follow Juggernaut's channel. You know, that the link will be down below in the description. And go follow me on Twitter at the True JSB, as you guys can see right there. But enough wasting time. Let's go ahead and get started with this review. So overall thoughts on this show. I thought the show was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty good. I like what Impact's been doing. You know, probably... I said this on, like, multiple occasions. You know, Impact's been really solid, you know, like, with, like, building up storylines, like, from, like, week to week. And their pay-per-views are no different. You know, they've been doing quality wrestling. And I just hate, you know, what Impact, you know, they always get this flack, you know, like, oh, you know, just because of the name, you know, because they're Impact Wrestling. Which I don't like that at all. Like why they get so much hate. But like I said, I thought it was a good show. But there were some things I probably would change, like the structure of the card, because I got like some of the structure on the card didn't seem very good, and I wish there was a little bit more surprises on this show. We'll get into that when we get there, or I'll get into that when I get there. But let's go waste some time and let's start off with this review. So the first match, we're not going to talk about the Countdown to Rebellion. We're not going to talk about that. I mean, if you guys want to go check that out, you know, go check out that Countdown to Rebellion. But, I mean, they were alright matches on there. But the first match that we had on the actual show, we had Jay White going up against Chris Sabin, going up against Steve Macklin. And I think I would have had the 8-man... the 8 tag team elimination match open up the show rather than this match, because I felt like that match was more like an opening match than this match here. But I thought this match was pretty good. Steve Macklin came out with a win here. I mean, there were some, you know, pretty good spots in this match. Steve Macklin, I like when he does his spears, you know, when he has both guys like upside down in the corner and he does like the spears. That was nice. But there was just like one point where I think it was Chris Sabin. He was doing like a tope. Was he doing tope? Yeah, he was doing a tope suicida through the ropes on the Steve Macklin side, and he like hit his head on the barricade. That looked like a dangerous spot in the match. You know, I mean, Jay White, he was doing some pretty good stuff. You know. And, you know, it's crazy what, you know, Jay White's doing right now, or the Bullet Club's doing right now. You know, they saying, you know, it's their era and stuff. Even though they've been losing a lot of matches. They've been losing a lot lately. But in the end, Steve Macklin came out with a win here, like I predicted in my predictions. Because I feel like, they're really building up Steve Macklin to be this dominant heel. Like this dominant character here. He doesn't really have anybody. He's a lone wolf type of character. He's not with the Bullet Club. He's not with Honor No More. He's not with the Motor City Machine Guns. He's just not with Team Impact. He's just by himself. And that's what I like about him. But I like, how at the end here we had, Chris Sabin, he hit the cradle shock. And then Steve Macklin came in and got, rolled up Chris Sabin for the 1-2-3. So the winner of the match here was Steve Macklin. Solid match here. They're keeping Steve Macklin looking strong. And I wonder what they're going to go with the bulk. I mean, I'm happy that Jay White didn't get pinned here in this match because, like I said, they're still keeping the Bullet Club strong, but even though they're losing, without having Jay White get pinned, so at least they're protecting Jay White here. But like I said, I thought it was a solid opener. And then the next match we had on the night was the AAA Reina del Reinas championship match. We had Deonna Purrazzo defending the championship against Taya Valkyrie. Which Taya Valkyrie, she returned at the multiverse matches back in April. Or at the beginning of April. For WrestleMania weekend. Which, Taya Valkyrie, she never lost this title. So, that's interesting there. She never lost a AAA Reinas championship. I thought this was a really good match here. I really enjoyed it. Deonna Purrazzo, she was really working on the arm of Taya Valkyrie here. These women, before Taya Valkyrie, went over to WWE, these women put on pretty good matches over here, and they really haven't lost their chemistry here. I really thought it was good. There's a really good spotlight in the match where Deonna Purrazzo hit a side Russian leg sweep on the outside, onto the ring apron. That was nice. Onto the apron of the ring. Like I said, you just had Deonna Purrazzo doing a lot of technical things in this match. I like this German suplex that Taya Valkyrie did on the ropes. That was nice in the ring. But you had Deonna Purrazzo going for the what do you call it? The Queen's Gambit, but Taya Valkyrie reverses it into the Road to Valhalla to get the 1-2-3. So your new AAA Reina del Reinas champion, Taya Valkyrie. So I was correct with my predictions there. I'm happy they put the title on Taya Valkyrie here. So now Deonna Purrazzo only has one title, which is the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Which we already know now, next week on AEW Dynamite, we're going to be getting the interim Ring of Honor champion, Mercedes Martinez, going up against the Ring of Honor champion, Deonna Purrazzo. So Deonna Purrazzo is going to show up on her first ever AEW. Because, we have, Tony Khan, he bought AEW. Which, I'm surprised they're having the match be on this show here. I'm surprised they're not doing it, on a pay-per-view. Or, Tony Khan has announced, Ring of Honor is getting a TV deal. They haven't announced anything. Which I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming here in the future. They're going to be announcing a TV deal for, ROH, maybe, on True TV or, TBS or, TNT or whatever, But, like I said, I thought this was a really good match here. But, yeah, now we know that we're going to be getting Deonna Purrazzo versus Mercedes Martinez finally. I think it's going to be a really good match this Wednesday on AEW here. But, like I said, both these women in this match have really good chemistry. I'd recommend checking this match out on the show on Rebellion. And then the next match we had was, let me find it here. I'm trying to look at my notes here. We had Jonah going up against Tomohiro Ishii. Oh my god, this was a hard hitting match. Both these guys, were both going at, chopping each other, throwing forearms at each other. There are multiple occasions where Tomohiro Ishii, he tried to hit a brainbuster. He couldn't get it the first time, but ultimately he did end up in the second time to get the 1-2-3 on Jonah, which I'm kind of surprised that Jonah got pinned here. But I mean, he still looks strong though. I mean, he still looks really good. Like I said, both guys were really taking it at one another. Hard-hitting match. I thought this was, besides the main event, this was probably the second best match of the night here. This was really good stuff. I really enjoyed it. But in the end, Tomohiro Ishii came out with the victory here. I wonder where not Tomohiro Ishii. I wonder where Jonah's going to go after this. He's going to go for the Impact World Championship. Who knows? I haven't watched this week's Impact, for, this past Thursday, which was the 28th of April. Yeah, the 28th. I haven't watched the 28th April edition of Impact. But like I said, very hard-hitting match, very strong style, something you would see in New Japan. So it was a good match here. It was good. And then next, okay, here we go. We got the big 8 tag team championship gauntlet match for the Impact tag team titles. Okay, let me go check the order of this match here because I don't remember exactly what the order of the match was. So no, first we had let me look here really quick. So first we had, okay, yeah, here we go. We had the major players. They got the number one entrant here. The major players, Mack Cardona and Brian Myers, going up against W. Morrissey and Jordan Grace. I thought it was alright stuff that was going on here. Jordan Grace, she was really looking dominant, really showing her strength against, the major players and stuff. It was a really quick match here, that really started off here. Mack Cardona rolled up Jordan Grace right at the beginning, really quick. And then after we had W. Morrissey, beating up the major players because, they were upset that they got eliminated. So they got beat up a little bit. And then Chelsea Green, she was in the corner of the major players. She got powerbombed through a table on the outside of the ring. That looked like a crazy spot. It looked like it looked like Chelsea Green, she hit her head on a chair, but she didn't hit her head on a chair. It just looked like it, from the angle that they did the spot, or the way the camera was showing, it looked bad. But no, she didn't hit her head, which that was good. But I just like the way they were doing stuff right at the beginning here. I just say how, it was really so short. But this was the longest match of the night because, we had so many tag teams in here. And then the next team that came out was the Good Brothers. We had the Good Brothers come out. Carl Anderson and Big LG, Doc Gallows. He came out. They really made quick work of the major players. They hit the Magic Killer 1-2-3. The Good Brothers beats them. And then next we had Johnny Swinger and Ziggy Dice. Out of all teams, Ziggy Dice and Johnny Swinger. I just wish we had a little bit more surprises. I wish we would have got like the, there were rumors about the Briscoe brothers being on the show, but no, we didn't get them. So I wish we had a little bit more surprises on the, some more surprising tag teams here, because that would have been cool. But the Good Brothers, they really made quick work of them as well. They hit another Magic Killer and 1-2-3, the Giant Springer and Ziggy Dice are gone. So they were cleaning house until Rich Swann and Willie Mack came into the match. Then it became more of a wrestling match. You know, it was good. You know, they came out, Rich Swann and Willie Mack. You know, they did a couple dives over the top rope, which Willie Mack, you know, he is very agile for the, you know, for what he looks like. You know, he's a bigger dude, but he can move well in the ring, which is really good. So, you know, they were doing some pretty good stuff in the ring. And then, you know, classic Good Brothers stuff here, you know, or Bullet Club, you know, classic Good Brothers stuff here. And, you know, Doc Gallows, you know, take the leg of Willie Mack, and, you know, eventually, you know, they would hit Magic Killer on Willie Mack to get the 1, 2, 3. So then Rich Swann and Willie Mack were gone, so they had to go back. And then we had Team Honor No More come out, which, you know, we there was like so much fuckery in this match. You know, we had so much chaos. You know, people getting involved that weren't part of this match. You know, we had Kenny King and Vincent come out. But even though it was Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, they were the guys that are going to be in this match. But, you know, they caused some distraction. But like Matt Taven, you know, he was about to get suplexed in the ring. Like he was on the apron, he's about to get suplexed in the ring from Carl Anderson. But Maria Kanellis, she sweeps the legs of Carl Anderson, and Matt Taven falls right onto Carl Anderson, and Maria Kanellis, she's holding the legs of Carl Anderson, and Honor No More gets 1, 2, 3. You know, so they win in some heelish fashion. And then next we had Heath, Slater, and Rhino come out. Solid match here. You know, a lot of Honor No More doing some cheap stuff in this match, or in this era. But Heath, Slater, and Rhino, or Heath and Rhino, they, you know, when Rhino hits the gore on to Matt Taven, they get the 1, 2, 3, and Honor No More is gone. And then it comes down to Violent by Design and Heath and Rhino, which my predictions for this match were Heath and Rhino to become new tag team champions. But I was completely wrong here. I don't know how Violent by Design... Oh, I guess I do know how Violent by Design retained titles, because, you know, they were the last team here. Which, if I was booking this, I wouldn't have had Violent by Design retain titles. I would not have done that. I would have had Heath and Rhino win, but that's just me. You know, I'm not a booker for the promotion. But yeah, Violent by Design, they retain titles. You know, when who was it? Eric Young, he had a pile driver onto Heath to get to 1, 2, 3. You know, like I said, it was a solid match. You know, fun action going on. You know, I thought there was going to be a lot more chaos in this match, you know, the way the match was set up. But, I mean, it wasn't bad. I just wish there were more surprises. And like I said, this should have been the opener. And I definitely agree with House of Wrestling. I definitely agree with he said, yeah, this should have definitely been the opener here. But like I say, yeah, man, it was good stuff here. Not a bad match. Not a bad match at all. And then next match we had was a Knockouts World Championship on the line. Tasha Steelz defended title against Rosemary. And this was, quite frankly, the piss break match of the night. No offense to these women here, but I really didn't care about this match at all. I really didn't, but Tasha Steelz won. And I wonder where they're going to go with this, like, a Knockouts division and stuff, you know, with as Tasha Steelz as the champion. Like, who's... Because they have a lot of good women over here, but like I said, I just didn't really care about this match. I didn't care about it at all. But there was one spot I did like in the match when Tasha Steelz, she hit a cutter off the top rope. That was nice. I mean, you know, we had a lot of interferences from Savannah Evans. You know, she was trying to help Tasha Steelz win. You know, I mean, Tasha Steelz did win by when she hit like a neck breaker type of thing onto Rosemary. And of course, we had Havoc. You know, she was getting involved, but she got thrown out early in the match. You know, because she got caught red-handed for the referee. The referee says, no, you can't be doing that. So the referee sent sent Havoc backstage. Like, come on, Havoc, you should know better. You can't be getting caught out there. But like I said, I mean, it was an alright match. Nothing special. I mean, Tasha Steelz won the match. Next match now. We have the main event. We got is the Impact World Championship. We had Moose defending the Impact World Championship against Josh Alexander. And I thought this was a good match here. This was a great match. The storyline behind this match, you know, is very personal between both guys. Very, very personal. I just like what they were doing here. I like how Josh Alexander brought his son out, you know, when his son was wearing a singlet. You know, so, you know, really heartfelt moment here. But yeah, this rivalry was so personal because, you know, brought the, you know, family of Josh Alexander. You know, even Moose going over to Josh Alexander's house. You just don't do that to someone else's family. You don't. But the beginning of the match was kind of slow, in my opinion. Like, but once he got like midway in the match, this match was really good. There were some really good spots. You know, they were really, you know, I like the chops that they were doing with each other. You know, they was going back and forth. It looked really personal. Looked really, really personal. I really liked the Styles clash into the ankle lock. That was a nice spot during the match. That was really good. You even had Moose trying to take off the turnbuckles in this match, which I like when it was Josh Alexander who had on an ankle lock. And he got Moose took off the middle turnbuckle, and Moose reversed it, and Josh Alexander went face first into the turnbuckle. That looked like a crazy spot. And then Moose took off some more turnbuckles in this match. He hit a buckle bomb. That was good in the match. But in the end, Josh Alexander is your new Impact Wrestling World Champion when he hit the C4 spike to get the 1, 2, 3. Good match. Finally, Josh Alexander got his, triumphant moment. He tasted that little bit of victory back at Bound for Glory, but now he finally became Impact World Champion. And, I think this, I like what House of Wrestling said. He said that this is kind of going to be like a Kurt Angle type of run. Because, both those guys, amateur wrestlers, they both have, really good wrestling background. So I definitely could see the similarities between, having an Angle run, have like a Kurt Angle run as a champion here in Impact. So I think this is going to be good, because, like I said, Josh Alexander, he's a very, very good wrestler. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go after this, with like the Impact tapings that they got coming up here. And I think next week there is an Impact special, on Impact Plus, and that Impact Fight Insiders, or Impact Insider. That's what it is. I think they got like a show called United We Stand or something like that here in May. But overall, thought this was a really good show. I definitely recommend checking it out if you guys haven't checked it out. I'm sorry for this, so late review, but hey, life happens. We can't always have everything, go on time. But like I said, go do everything at the beginning of the video. Go follow all the social media platforms. For the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. Go follow my stuff. Go subscribe to both channels, and also hit that notification bell to be notified every time we make a new video. So you don't have to wonder, like, oh, when's the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast make a new video? Well, you'll know, because you have the notification bell on. And you have the notification bell onto my channel as well. The Juggernaut 097 channel. Like I said, all the links are down below. You can go, listen to us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and I can't remember all the other podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, of course, YouTube. But yeah, this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. And I will catch you guys on our next video we do. And see you guys on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast.